Hey, you know me, it's Paul with Washington Pro Carpet Cleaning. Hope everyone's doing well today. I'm taking a quick lunch break here, so if you hear some background vehicles, I'm just going to do the voiceover on the job I just finished. And this house has stuff like this throughout every room. Spills, heavy traffic, some pet urine, you name it. I pre-vacuumed everything with the Sanitaire commercial vac. To save time, I didn't film it. I know, I'm sorry. I owe you guys some vacuuming videos. But, oh my gosh, I have the shakeout bag, and I shook out 2 full bags of dog hair. There's 3 dogs and some cats that live here. And nice little house. And the tenant who's renting it, she was very, very nice. So I was happy to spend the extra time and make sure the carpets came out looking really good. And so I'll get it all pre-sprayed. I'll put the wand a little closer to some of those spots. Let that dragon fire get in there and do its work. And once I get it all pre-sprayed, like I said, I'll use the brush. I'm only going to film just this one room. So I didn't bring my tripod. I have the small tripod, which I put up on her counter. But for time's sake, after I vacuumed it, I knew it was going to be, a pretty thorough job, and that I would have to use the brush to get the rest of the hair out. Which, surprisingly, oh my goodness, the blue brush dug up so much more hair. So she vacuumed before I got there. I vacuumed it, then I used the brush and pulled up even more hair. What's happening is the age of this carpet, it's so old, the fibers lay down in one direction. And so when she vacuums it, or even for that sake when I vacuumed it, it's so old that sometimes the pattern just stays flat and it hides all the dog hair. And it gets weaved down below the carpet. You know the drill. It's organic. It starts to rot. That's where the smell comes from. But anyway, I got a ton of it out of there. And I was going to bring my vac master in and post-vac it, but I spent almost 3 hours on this job. And it was pouring rain outside, and I got one more to get to, so I wanted to go get some lunch and then finish my last job and maybe see if I could post this video during lunch, or at least get it set up. So I used the magic triangle brush, and I put some triangles in it. And I'll show you the pads at the end. Oh my goodness. So it got a thorough shampooing with the blue brush, and then the Iron Man just absorbed all the soil. It's crazy. And I have tried a couple times. There's the blue brush. I sped this up a little bit so you wouldn't have to watch me do it for a long period of time. But in a few videos ago, I said I was going to use the Auric and the green brush and then the Vac Master. So basically just encapsulate and then post-vac or suck up, when I was done without using a pad. And I have done a couple jobs, since it's something new, I didn't want to film it. I wanted to see what happens. And I will tell you, I've even tested where I went through one room with the green brush, vacuumed it with the Vac Master, and then went back with the pad, and the pad was filthy. So I do realize that in true encapsulation, you're going to leave the dirt all agitated in the fibers, or the majority of the dirt, and it will crystallize, and then someone will vacuum it up. I'm not a big proponent of that anymore. I've done so many tests trying to do just the Auric as an encapsulation. I was going to buy a CRB. Thank goodness I didn't. I don't like that method. I like to agitate either with a pad or a brush like this, and then absorb what got agitated out with a cotton pad. Preferably an Iron Man or a Gladiator pad works fine. So those of you that were trying to do the same thing I did, you could still use your Auric with the brush, just come back when you're done with the brush. Use your cotton pads and absorb what you agitated in. And then, since you're using an auric, well, this is what I'm going to do. Since it doesn't have a lot of head weight, it's not that heavy, I'm going to spray extra pre-spray with my Works sprayer. Just really blast it. Let the brush really agitate it, so you wouldn't get your typical 1 to 2 hour dry time. However, since I'm using more chemical, I'm getting more dirt out. And then at the end, I'll follow up with the Vac Master, and that'll suck up the remaining, if there's any water or any solution left on the carpet, I should say, any moisture. And that'll work just fine. So when I do use the auric, I'm going to basically do that. It's still an encapsulation process, but I'm gonna use the pad after agitation. There's just no way that, I don't know what company it is, I think it's OxyFresh that comes in, from what I understand, and uses just the CRB, agitates the chemical in, and then asks you to post-vac. No way. I mean, after testing it and then laying a white pad on it and going over it and seeing how black it comes out, could you imagine if you agitated everything in with your CRB, told the customer, yeah, you got to let all the dirt that's on the carpet dry so that it'll crystallize, or you'll be able to vacuum it out later, but yet they got to live on it. And if somebody steps on those carpets with white socks, I mean, somebody's getting a phone call, at least if it was in my house. See that hair? That's not spots, that's digging out the hair. So anyway, but yeah, I'm testing a lot of methods out, and I think because of the weight of the machines, I tried to think I was going to buy an Austrian 10-inch CRB. I was looking for, ways that I could still get good results, but not have to carry a 110-pound machine up the stairs. And I will tell you, since I've been using my 175, I think it says on the website it's 98 pounds, but I don't think it is. I think it's more like about maybe 85 pounds. Even with these wheels, the wheels together only weigh 2.5 pounds, I think is what it said. But I just picked it up and carried it probably 20 yards from, this was kind of a farmhouse, and they didn't have a way to get in there. And it's pouring rain, absolutely pouring rain. So I didn't want to drag it through the mud. They didn't have a driveway. They had a grass area and hay. So I picked it up and carried it, like I said, about 20 yards. And it definitely is not 100 pounds. It can't be, because I couldn't have ever done that with the Mighty, the ECO 14. No way. That is 110 pounds. It's a great machine, and it does awesome work. But I'm going to keep that for my lower levels. And this one with these 10-inch wheels, man, they go up and down stairs like a breeze. Although I didn't have any stairs on the jobs today, thank goodness. I just had these farm home type homes, single level. And then the other one I'm doing, I think I only have these two. The other one I'm doing is I think it's another mobile home double wide situation, but it's on a, I think it's on a foundation from the pictures that they sent me. So you could see, here's the other room, same stuff, got lots of garbage going on. This one, it looks like you could stop right here, right? I did it with the brush, looks good, no problem. Tell the customer to vacuum it. Nope. Wait till you see the pads. Wait till you see the pads. And this is just with the brush ahead. You're going to see me come through with the Iron Man pad. And this is the same thing that was happening with the auric. It looked pretty decent, and then I'd shop back it up, and but you're relying on the encapsulation solution to dry the dirt out and then vac it out. And maybe on a vacant home, you know, or a business where they come in the next morning and vacuum, yeah, that's probably acceptable. But when someone's living in the house, I don't know how you could offer encapsulation unless you fully dry it. And even then, from what I'm told, the way encapsulation works, it doesn't, you don't do the job, it dries, and then 100% of the crystals break off and you vacuum it up. It happens over a period of time, and this is why they say it gets cleaner and cleaner over the next 3 regular vacuumings, because that stuff, it's brittle, it's breaking down, and when you step on it, I guess it's cracking away from the fibers, which is good, and then you're vacuuming it up. So, but I don't know, I you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm got that old steam cleaning mentality, I guess, where the finished product is the finished product, although, you know, steam cleaning, it took forever for them to get it dry. And then, of course, if it was lived in, they'd walk on it, the kids would run around on it, and they're just mashing the fiber down, drawing everything below up to the surface. That was a nightmare. So I'm glad I'm not doing steam cleaning. Probably never will again. 100% VLM for me, and if I can't get it clean with VLM and I think it's too dirty, I'll refer them to somebody who does offer steam cleaning. But that guy won't be me, especially if I showed you outside. Oh my gosh, on this job, pouring rain, I would have had to run the hoses from the truck 20 yards away. Would have been, oh my gosh. Anyway, I'll get past that. So, and again, I'm only showing the one room, the master, but I will show the results on the other rooms. And it did take me quite a while. I mean, I went through the entire house. What I did was I went through the whole house with the brush first. And I didn't have my Works battery charged, so I couldn't use the quicker pre-sprayer. I had to use my lithium battery operated 2-gallon Scott sprayer, and that takes a little bit. So I mean, you know, it could take you up to 5 to 6 minutes a room just to pre-spray, maybe 8 minutes. So I pre-sprayed each room, agitated it all in with the brush, went all the way through the whole house. Then I came back with the pad and I put a light mist of the Dragonfire again, just to make sure, because it was almost dry, and then went through and patted it out. There's the triangles. Keep in mind it's older carpet, so you can't create triangles in some of those heavily beaten down areas. But overall, I think I did a fantastic job. The customer was very happy. So that's it. That's doing the rotary and using the blue brush to pre-agitate with the Dragonfire and follow up with an Ironman pad. And you should have seen this room. It was filthy. So it came out beautiful. And there's the pads both sides. So basically 8 pads when you consider both sides. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.